Let's get ready to eat brains. That probably made no sense. But anyway, Ken here again. I said like a couple videos ago that I'd be making a video on what I would do if I couldn't kill everybody and I had to keep humans in the world. And, I can make any rules and things I wanted to. Now, this is just my idea, and I believe that they'll work. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, that won't work because of this. But I do think it'll work because you need to remember, humans created everything that is going on right now. Like the laws, the money, all that shit. Humans created that shit. So I need this shit as long as not created or extremely gone, just get rid of extreme, like they did in that Book of Eli movie, and they burned all the damn books, stuff like that. But just getting rid of it entirely, and it would take people a while to adjust. And this is why I really wouldn't like the idea of having humans that have already been here in the world like this versus my world that I would be creating, because it would be an extremely hard adjustment. Anyway, so let's say we start off, they come, we're just going to say they, because it would just say they. They come, they're like, hey, Ken, we agree with you, humans suck, they're destroying the planet, but you can't kill them all. For whatever reason, they would tell me I couldn't do that. So they say you got to keep people here. You can change shit however you want. So I go, okay. First start off. I go, we getting rid of most humans, hands down, dead. Now remember, I only got to keep some humans here. It said I couldn't kill all humans. So in my world, there will only be a maximum of 100,000 humans. Period. That's it. If you go over that number, whoever comes in dies. So none of that little bullshit loopholes where, oh, she got pregnant. Oh, well, we've gone on over the number. Somebody got to die. Okay, well, why don't you take this person because they're older? No, it don't go like that. You know my rules. I'm gonna make sure that people always know the count of the rule. Because it may not always be 100,000. It may be, there might be like 95,000 people. So they might be able to go. Okay, we got room for some children, but whatever. But let's say they don't. They always gonna know how many people are in the world at that given time, and we're gonna, and they'll know if you go over that shit, then your child dies. I killed the child because you knew what it was and you chose to go over it. The child dies. You don't get to use someone else as a fucking scapegoat. And if the mother and father have a problem with that, I understand. They'll die too. Because once again, I only need to have some humans in the world. Now this may sound cruel, but I'm trying to keep this balance for a reason. Okay, another thing. The maximum age limit for anyone, hands down, 40 years old. 40 years old. That's it. You only get to live until you're 40. When your 40th day hit, done. You're done. I'm killing you. I'm sending people to kill. You're dying. That's just as simple as that. Now you'll be given other options too if you accept this term and agree with it and just realize, hey man, this is the way it's gonna be. You can either die by me, or you can choose to have someone you know and love to kill you, or you can choose to kill yourself. I'll have ways to do that, poisons or whatnot. Try to make it as painless as possible. It's not meant to be painful. It's not meant to make you suffer. It's meant to keep the count low. So 40 years is enough time. A lot of people say, oh, 40 years is enough. It is. It's more than enough time if you're not bullshitting and procrastinating. The problem is humans do so many useless things and they procrastinate and they bullshit. Because guess what? Living to 40 will do. You'll see that girl that you like and your ass ain't gonna bullshit and fucking procrastinate. You gonna go over and be like, hey, I like you. I like the way you look. I'm interested. Because that's why another thing, you can't look at somebody and say, hey, I like you. You don't actually like them. You like the way they look. And you're interested in getting to know if that personality works for their look or not. But so I think that 40 is enough time. At the same time, a lot of other things will change, which now we no longer bullshit to wait till we're 25 to get married. If marriage is a thing you want to do, I wouldn't take something like that away if that's something you want to do, but it would not be government controlled. You wouldn't have to give me shit. You wouldn't have, I'll make a whole different video on marriage later. But anyway, so now you want my honest opinion on the whole age thing? I believe 15 years old is old enough to decide what you start wanting in life. 15 years old. Now, a lot of you may disagree because society has put these boundaries on you and have restricted you from, I don't know about y'all, but by the time I was 13, I knew who I was, what I wanted to be. I've pretty much been the same person since then. Ask anybody who knows me, they'll say for the most part, Ken is consistent. I mean, there's not too much. Now, I may have gotten better at pretending to be nice, I may not be as mean as I was because I've learned, hey, you can't just go around pissing in people's Cheerios and expect to be able to work and all that stuff. So I can be nicer, pretend to be nicer, but it's merely pretend. I mean, I haven't really changed. For the most part, I'm the same person. I've been that way since I was young. So I do believe 15 years old is old enough to decide if you have attraction to someone, if you want to have. I mean, maybe a family is a little strong. Maybe 5 more years for that because you still got to go through the pain of the pregnancy and all that stuff. The woman does. But yeah, so I do believe so. I mean, I'm just saying, like, remember back in the old days, that's when people got married, 15 years old, because people didn't live as long. So it was like, no, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people got forced into marriage then. So I would never do that. You're free to live your life on that sense, however you want. What else? So we got till 40 that you live. What you do in between that time is your choice for the most part. What else? So when you get 40, you die, you get killed off, And if some really love each other enough to say, which I'm not sure this will happen, because if you do have children, you'll want to at least, I mean, because think about it. If you have a child at 20, then you get a good 20 years with them. And if they weren't smart enough to learn shit by then I think you failed as a parent. I'm just saying. So, so 40 would be the age limit. There would be no abortion. Abortion would not be allowed. That's just hands down. If you don't want to have the child, I completely understand. I agree, and I will kill you, and you don't have to worry about it. And now, see, this is a little tougher because at first I was like, hey, I'll kill you and the guy that got you pregnant. I'm like, yeah, but what if the guy does want the child? I'm like, so I'm still not gonna force her to have it, because then the baby might come out fucked up because she's trying to hold it in, or she tries to kill it, whatever. It's humans. They fucked up. That's what they do. I'm not opposed to murder, but humans, y'all should be. I'm just saying. But so yeah. Anyway, so if the father wants, so now it depends. If he has a problem with me killing her and everything, and he's like, hey man, I can't agree. I can't imagine him actually saying, hey, I want to die. So I can't imagine him actually wanting to go with her. But if he gets me any grief about it, he gonna die too. Is all I'm trying to say. What else? Oh yeah, and if you do get married, then that's it. That's who you married to. There is no divorce. There is no fucking swingers bullshit. No big ass sex orgies. None of that shit. Nah, son. You get married to this person. That will create a bond between you two, and that's it. So you need to really make sure. And remember, you only got 40 years, so you need to really make sure this is who you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Not no 6 months. I'm over shaking the table. I'm probably fucking up the sound. But not no bullshit ass, I'm bored. They don't sexually satisfy me. All this bullshit. Now, I would never take away the actual sex, like just like freedom of sex that people have and do without being out of, wedlock or whatever you want to call it, marriage, whatever. I wouldn't take that away because, one, that would probably be nearly impossible to do. That is one of those things that you don't have control over because people will sneak off and fuck like rabbits. That's what y'all do. So I would never take that away, but that's why it would be much more strict about the abortion thing. Because you want to fuck like rabbits and you ass get pregnant, you're going to suffer the consequences. Be it you have the baby or you die. What else? So like I said, marriage, yeah, you get bonded. There's no bullshit. Now, if you are caught cheating, you will be killed. Be it man or woman, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. It's not acceptable. I do not allow cheating. It will not be okay. I don't even care if it's agreed arrangement. Like, hey, turns out we don't really want to be with each other. So, we know we can't get divorced. So, you can be with him and I'll be with her. No, none of that bullshit. You die. Now, what creates a little bit of a tougher situation is, do I also kill the person that they were cheating with? Now, in one simple act, it's like, yeah, but at that point, that's just a bloodlust on my part, just wanting to kill people. Because you gotta remember, not everybody knows that someone's married. I mean, how many times have you talked to a guy or talk to a girl and they don't say, hey, I'm married? They're not married. They're not wearing their ring. They don't openly tell you. I've heard women say, well, no, if they didn't ask if I have a boyfriend, then I'm not going to tell them I have a boyfriend. I'm like, the fuck is this? So at the same time, they may not necessarily know, and you can't trust to ask a human and them tell you the truth. Hey, did you know so-and-so was married? No, because they don't want to die. So that one creates a little bit of a tougher situation, but the cheaters undoubtedly get killed, hands down. That's it. They die. What else here? See, I got so many different things. Money would not be a factor. There'd be no money. There'd be none of that shit. You will be allowed to do whatever you want to do. For example, food is a resource, is a required resource. So food and water, period, hands down, will be given to you. That is my thing. Housing, food, water, that stuff will all be given to you. Now, it will be up to other people if they decide to build nicer houses or to make, different food or whatnot. You'll get the basics from it. You'll get some bread, some meat, lettuce, things like that. Things that are good, but they're not like that shit that people paid others to make. It won't be McDonald's. It just won't be it. I mean, because one, I'm completely against. Now I know it's probably a fucking contradiction and a half right here, or hypocrisy. I don't know what it be called. Is I'm against capturing animals, enslaving them, making them breed, raising them only to be slaughtered and eaten by your kind. I'm completely against that. You run out, you catch a deer, you cook it, you eat it. Fair. You got your meal for the night. You went out and had to actually catch it, but it's just different to me. It's just different. Just like working in slavery back in the days is different. Working now is still slavery. I don't care how you slice it. It is slavery, but it seems like a lot less. It seems like a lesser evil compared to the slaves back in the days, getting beaten, raped, not getting paid, it's a lesser evil. It's still slavery, but it's less. So it'd be, you still be able to kill the animals to go out and hunt if you want, but they will not be held in some slaughterhouse and raised just to be killed. Because you need to remember, these are also living things that just trying to live, man. That's it. They just want to live too. So I'm completely against it. Now, the reason I say it'd be a hypocrisy or a contradiction is because I also love bacon and burgers, and I do love meat, so it's a little tough. But remember me, I can do whatever the hell I want because I don't care. I won't raise an animal to be slaughtered, but I'll feast on one. I'll do that because that's me. I don't give a shit if I am a hypocrite. I'm a walking contradiction. I'm not worried about that part. But that's why. Anyway, so if people say like, I've heard people say, oh, well, if there was no this, then there wouldn't be any video games. I said, that's okay, because you know what? Then there would have never been video games, and you can't miss what you never had. So, if people want to make TVs and I will provide free electricity, because guess what? Things can be free. They just can't be free now because people have made things cost money. If people try to tell me that humans are inherently good, and I say bullshit. Humans are not inherently good, because if you were inherently good, you wouldn't need things like money. People wouldn't be so greedy. People wouldn't require you to do something for them in order to do something for you. Let's say, I'm not really a best comparison to humans. I'm not the best comparison. So I'm going to use some, there are people who volunteer, but they volunteer because they think it makes them look good or because they want to feel good about them. So they don't really, now some do it because they actually care, but most don't do it because they really care. Most don't do it. But I'm saying, if you see someone hungry, do you need to say, hey, I'll give you this sandwich if you come clean my house? Nah, you don't do that, because at that point, you're only doing this for them because you want something. It's much how I treat people. I'm not nice to anybody that's not useful to me. If you're of no use to me, I don't waste my energy pretending to be nice to you. But if you are useful to me, then you'll see me be a lot nicer. Not too nice, but you'll see me be kinder. And I don't do anything for anybody unless it is useful to me, unless I do receive something, because that's me, because I hate humans. I don't care about humans. This is why it's hard for me to believe when you say humans are inherently good. I'm like, I don't do shit for people because I don't care about them. But then you're trying to tell me that people don't do shit for people, but they do care about them? That doesn't really seem, that doesn't go 2 and 2 to me. It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, so there would be no homeless people, because everybody would be given home and food, shelter and food, whatever you want to say, electricity, all that stuff, so they can have lights, and if people do want to go out and make things, outside of weapons, of course. So if somebody wants to make, work on things to make laptops, they will be allowed to do that. And I'll help them do that, but it won't cost anything, and you will be doing it just out of wanting to make something new, to create something new. You wouldn't be doing it because, it gets me a bunch of money. Nah, you won't. You will get nothing but perhaps the appreciation of your fellow man, because you made something innovative and something that might make things easier. So that's what I'm saying. Things can be free, just now they can't be because humans made things so hard. But in my world, nothing would cost. You'd be allowed, as long as you're not trying to make any fucking weapons, you're good, because there'd be no war. There's not gonna be any war. Now, I struggle with the religion aspect too. Like me, I don't believe in any of the religion bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I believe in God, I believe in Satan, and I believe in the universe. That's as simple as that. I do not see Satan as some big bad guy that's fucking shit up. No, humans are doing that. I have no problems with Satan. I have no problem with God. I have no problem with the universe. I do have a problem with humans, however. So, but at the same aspect, but I don't really like the message people are sending about God and Satan and the universe. I don't like that shit. But I'm like, who am I to stop what people believe in? I never had a problem with people believing. I have a problem with what they do to either convince others or to protect those beliefs. You know how many wars have been started just over the religion alone? I'm like, yeah, so that one's a little tougher. I think I wouldn't allow Bibles. I mean, that's a really tough aspect to hit on. That one's really hard because Bibles are just man written. You know, anybody dumb enough to think God wrote those, you're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. Like, how if he wrote them, how you write two different books? How's there Old and New Testament? That didn't make any sense. Y'all realize God has forsaken y'all for a very long time. Like, you know, I don't know how much of the Adam and Eve stuff is true or how much of it's bullshit. But if it is true, I can guarantee you after she fucked it up, y'all pretty much been forsaken. What I like to say is, you got free will and all its consequences. You know, that's like, I know I'm completely gone. See, this is what I do. I ramble. I'm supposed to be talking about my rules of the world. Ah, God. Okay, I'll make a free will consequences video another time. Right now, shit, we're going to 16 minutes. Y'all probably stop listening. I guess I don't have all the details of this, but that would be like the basic thing. Things would be free. You would do things. Now, you are free to do things like barter and stuff. That's between you and whoever you do it for. But I really believe if you really care about, like, if somebody needs, I don't know, they run out of something and they need it, and you can spare it or you're willing to spare it, you just say, yeah, man, sure, here. And you don't hold it over their head. You don't say, hey, next time when you ask them for something, then they say, oh, you know, sorry, I can't. Oh, remember when I gave you my last piece of bread? And like, yeah, see, now you're going into, you know, you didn't really want to do it. You did it in hopes that you'd get some kind of favor later on. And still, that's between them. I'm not going to kill anybody over something as small as that. But this is one of many things that annoy me. But yeah, that's kind of the basic. I know I rambled on and I kind of like got things in between what I was trying to say. I mean, I guess the if you're still listening, the basics are, you only live till 40. There is no abortion. If you get married, you are stuck with that person, hands down. You don't want to be stuck with that person. Your divorce will be death. I'll kill you. You'll both die. That's it. Everybody, there will be no money. There will be no kind of resource of which you must, you know, put yourself in an awkward position or situation is what I think I tried to say. Or you will not be forced to do it. You know, you won't be forced to do something to get a resource because that's what you're required to live. No, you'll be given food, water, shelter. That's all. That will all be handed down for you. Your only goal is to just live and not make things harder for your fellow man. That's pretty much it. I mean, people can live. You're allowed to travel. There'll be plenty of places to travel. It's only 100,000 of you. I mean, it would not be enough to take up everywhere. You know, and I'm probably missing a few things, and I'll probably make another video with more things or updates as I think of it. But those are the basics, man, and I personally think it's a pretty good start. Still a little unsure about things like religion and, you know, a few other things, but, you know, in my world, everybody would be as equal as they can be. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, it's 18. I don't even know what to say. I still don't have an actual way to exit a video. So I'll just say that's what I believe. That's my thoughts and opinions. You're free to comment on it, and Ken out.